Welcome to the Train Right video series, brought to you by Carmichael Training Systems. The Train Right video series incorporates the workouts of CTS. These workouts are designed to improve very specific aspects of your cycling, such as mountain biking, climbing, sprinting, pedal cadence, and time trialing. These videos are not designed to simply trash and grind you into the ground, leaving you feeling fatigued or overtrained. We believe that each video should produce a positive training effect on the athlete. With proper recovery, you'll soon be riding stronger, faster, and more powerfully. All of our certified coaches use the workouts that are featured in the Train Right video series. As you do these workouts, know that our finest athletes, such as Lance Armstrong and Allison Dunlap, do these very same workouts. Have fun, and remember, don't just train, train right.
One of the first things our coaches do when they start working with a new athlete is to determine specific heart rate training intensities. This is accomplished by completing the CTS field test. This field test can be accomplished either on the trainer or on the road. If you're doing the CTS field test on the trainer, then the field test should consist of 2 8-minute efforts with 10 minutes of recovery between each effort. On the road, the CTS field test consists of 2 3-mile time trials on flat terrain with 10 minutes of recovery between each effort.
The key to the field test is to do each effort at its maximum sustainable intensity. In other words, don't hold anything back. The purpose is to establish your highest average heart rate or power output you can sustain during each effort. While doing the field test, focus on keeping your pedal cadence around 90 RPMs. The key data you need to record for each effort is 1. Average power output or heart rate for each individual effort. 2. Elapsed time if done outdoors. And 3. Average pedal cadence. Consistency, repeatability, and accuracy are critical for the CTS field test. It will be the highest average heart rate or power output from one of the 2 individual efforts that you and your coach will use to establish your individual heart rate values for our CTS workouts.
Before you start this video, you should have completed the CTS field test. During this workout, we're going to be doing steady state intervals. The steady state intervals are guided by heart rate or power windows for your individual training intensity. We will use data from the CTS field test to establish your training intensity.
So first, take the highest average heart rate from one of your individual efforts you did during the field test. Then take the highest average heart rate from the individual effort and multiply by 0.92 if you're younger than 34 years old. If you are over 34 years old, then multiply by 0.90. This sets the lower heart rate for your steady state efforts. Simply add 3 beats to this minimum number to set the upper limits of this heart rate window. To establish your power window, take the highest average power output from the individual effort and multiply by 0.90. This sets the lower limit of your steady state power window. Add 10 watts to this number to establish the upper limit for this window.
Hi, I'm Griffin with Carmichael Training Systems. Today's workout is designed to enhance the physiological systems utilized in sprinting and very short, high-powered efforts. It will also provide you with some knowledge of how to identify, analyze, and adapt workouts to improve the sprinting ability. During this workout, we will also talk about specific techniques used when sprinting, like body position and correct cadence. These sprints are maximal efforts, so it's important to have your bike tight in the trainer. Slightly increase the tire and roller pressure above what you would normally use to avoid any slipping, and if you have the ability to manually increase the trainer's resistance, do so to ensure adequate force is applied. Hi, how's everyone doing? Seems like you've all got water, towel, Set up in the trainer. Looks like we're ready to start. Okay, we're going to start a 10-minute warm-up from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, just nice and easy. Bring your cadence up. What we're trying for is to get to a 95 cadence, 90 to 95 cadence. Should be nice and easy without too much resistance. After 3 minutes, we're going to do 1 minute effort. It's a maximal effort at 100 RPMs. We're going to have a minute's rest. Again, 95 RPMs, very light resistance. And then the following minute, we're going to do another maximal 1 minute effort. And this is maximal sustainable watts. So again, just gently warm the body up. We want to slowly raise your core temperature. Get the blood flowing to your muscles that you're going to be utilizing in today's workout. And then these short, high-intensity efforts during the warm-up are going to activate the energy systems that we're going to draw upon today for this sprint workout. So again, this is nice and easy, 90 to 95 RPMs. Again, just gently warming the body up before we get going. How you doing up there, James? All right, ready to go? You doing okay up there? Good. Settle into a nice, relaxed pattern of breathing. Make sure that you're at your cadence. And again, just let the body warm up naturally. Bring the heart rate up slowly. Make sure everything's warm and ready to go. Okay, we have 30 seconds. First 1 minute maximal effort, 100 RPM. And you're going to manipulate the gearing to make sure that you're at 100 RPM with the maximal sustainable effort that you can sustain over the entire 1 minute. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, bring the cadence up. A little bit higher, Robert. Yep, high cadence. Up a little bit. Okay, this should be maximal. So let's go now. Come on. Wind it up. Nice and smooth, nice and relaxed. Okay, push through these last 15 seconds now. Stay with the cadence. It's very important to maintain the cadence. 10 seconds. Okay. 1 minute recovery. Nice and light on the pedals. Back to 90, 95 RPMs. Very light resistance. Try and get the heart rate down a little bit. Don't forget to drink, okay? It's very important to maintain hydration through this exercise. Okay, 30 seconds. The last one, you're just getting the feel of it. This one, I want you to go all out, okay? Some of you are holding back a little bit. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, wind it up now. Come on, get to 100. Even more than 100 now. Focus on your breathing, relaxation, and get the cadence where you want it. Come on, Daniel, pick it up a little bit. "30 seconds. Let's go, Jim. Come on, get that body warmed up. Nice and smooth. Okay, 10 seconds left. Come on, pick it up. Let's go. Stay with it. 5. Okay. Good job. Nice light gear. Flush some of that lactic acid out of the muscles. We got 4 minutes recovery before we start the first exercise. And today we're doing 5 sets of sprints. These sprints are going to be variable in duration and also in content. The first 2 sets are going to be very much strength and power oriented. We're going to be using very, very large gears, very heavy gears. We're going to try and create as much resistance at the pedals that we can to provide as much force and stress on the muscle. The second 2 sets, we're going to go to a lighter gear, light resistance, and the pedaling is going to be very, very fast. It's going to be agility and speed. So we're working strength on one end, agility and speed on the other. And the last set of sprints we're going to do, we're going to put it all together, and we're going to combine them in a race simulation sprint. So we're really working on strength and speed and then putting it all together for a finished product that hopefully will deliver you to the finish line in first place. This first set of sprints we're going to do today are called stomps. And what we do is we're going to start from a very, very slow speed or slow cadence or low cadence. We're going to start at 20 RPMs with very, very high resistance. This means probably the big chainring and then whatever gear ratio on the back will elicit the right resistance. We're going to remain seated through the entire interval, which is going to be 12 seconds. And I don't want you to get above 100 RPMs. I would sooner have you on the lower side of 100 than the higher side of 100. And we want to try and create as much stress on the muscle as possible. So again, low starting cadence of about 20 and a finishing cadence of no more than 100. This is a maximal effort, so don't hold anything back, okay? I want you to explode into this as much as you can. The gear will feel very, very cumbersome, but again, we're providing a lot of tension or stress on the muscle. Again, we're trying to simulate what we would be doing maybe in the weight room by creating a lot of force through a lot of resistance. Okay, 15 seconds to the first stomp. Find your gear, slow your cadence down, very low speed. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Wind it up now. Come on, attack it, attack it. That's good. Stay with it, stay with it. Okay, that's it. Well, you should be feeling a lot of force in your quadriceps, your hamstrings. You shouldn't be choppy on the pedals. You shouldn't feel like you're pushing the pedal down quickly and it's very hard to pull back through on the upstroke. You want to be using those hamstrings, sweeping your feet through bottom dead center and pulling up. Again, I want you to keep your upper body pretty still. I don't want to see you bobbing from side to side. I want to see your eyes looking ahead, focusing on a point ahead of you, and trying to keep your upper body as still as possible. Any upper body movement is wasted energy. On this next one also, I want you to alternate your starting leg. So if you started on your right foot on the first one, this one start on your left foot. And it's important to develop both legs at the same time. We don't want to have you all starting on the right and then have a dominant right foot, or starting on the left and having a dominant left foot. Okay, 15 seconds. Find your gear. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Explode into it. Come on, wind it up, wind it up. Smooth upper body, James. Come on. Come on, give me everything now. Okay, that's it. Okay, spin nice and easy. Nice and easy. Go to the small ring. What we're trying to do is have a maximal effort, okay? I don't really worry about how fast you're pedaling or not pedaling in between. You want to try and be around 85 RPMs to 95 RPMs in this recovery, but have the resistance very, very light. With any sort of strength training or power training, the recovery must be complete to get the benefit of it. So you've got to make sure that you're not riding too hard between these intervals, or the actual recovery interval is too short and you're not recovered before the next sprint. Craig, on this one I want to see you on the drops, okay? Just because that's a more powerful position. And you're mostly going to be sprinting from the drops most of the time instead of the tops, okay? Okay, this is going to be our last stomp exercise. So we want to make it a good one. 15 seconds. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go now. Smooth upper body. Explode into it. Come on. Crank it. Come on. Use those hamstrings. Come on. Sweep and pull up. Let's go. Wind it up. That's it. Good job. Robert, you might want to use a little bit heavier gear, okay? Looks like you're getting up on top of it a bit too much. You want to keep that cadence kind of low so you've always got that resistance. Cadence gets too high, the resistance decreases, and that's not what we want. Okay, we have a 5-minute recovery period. We want to make sure, even though these intervals are very short, we want to make sure that the recovery is complete enough that we can have another maximal effort. So we've got 5 minutes of just easy pedaling now. Take the time to have something to drink, wipe yourself off with a towel, try and freshen those legs up for the next set of 3 sprints.
Van Dijk, he's on the left of the picture. Bartelli's come from nowhere, and Michele Bartelli, the man of the early Belgian classics, is giving this just about everything he's got left in his legs, and I'm not surprised that Van Dijk is annoyed with that. He completely got the tactics all wrong.
Okay, everyone should start to feel their heart rate coming back to more of a steady state now. Starting to feel their legs freshen up a little bit. And hopefully, you're going to be ready for the next set of intervals or sprints. This next set are called power starts. And basically, the same type of thing, except we're going to be doing this out of the saddle. We're going to be doing it from a standing start. Okay? The pedal position needs to be parallel or just below parallel of your down tube. And so Jim, if you just want to stop pedaling for a moment, we want the pedal to be about in this position. Okay, it's probably the best position to apply maximal force on the pedals from a standing start. So try and get your pedal just below parallel of the down tube. And again, why we're doing this power start as opposed to a stomp is that we're trying to develop strength in the saddle and strength out of the saddle. And typically out of the saddle is when you're going to do most of your accelerations. Your most effective acceleration is going to be out of the saddle. So we want to get strength in the saddle, we want to get strength out of the saddle. So remember what gear you chose or used for the stomps. We want to try and reproduce that or go down 1 tooth. That means 1 tooth smaller for even more resistance. Okay, we have about 1 minute. I want you to really explode into this, okay? I want to see you really punch it at the start. This is a maximal effort out of the saddle. I don't want anyone sitting down. If you get over 100 RPMs, you're in too light a gear, okay? I want you to feel like you're really laboring on this gear. You guys doing okay up there? Okay, 15 seconds. Find your gear, get your pedal set. Hands on the drops, please. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Wind it up, that's right, explode into it. Come on, kick, kick, kick. Okay, that's it. Good effort, everyone. Straight to your lightest gear and spin. Try and recover for the next one. when you're doing these, I want to make sure that you understand how to get out of the saddle and apply force. You want to be pushing down and pulling up with the foot and the hand on the same side. So if you're pushing down with your right pedal, you should be pulling up with your right hand. Pushing down with your left foot pedal, pulling up with your left hand. Make sure that your shoulders don't come forward of your hands. It's very important to make sure your weight is distributed evenly over the bicycle. If you're too far forward, there's too much weight on the front wheel, handling's going to be poor, and you're probably going to have an unweighted rear wheel and it's going to skip. So make sure, keep yourself in check, that you're not putting your shoulders further ahead of your hands. Okay, here we go, 15 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Let's explode into it. Let's go, come on. Wind it up, wind it up. All the way, come on. Okay, good job. When you're doing these, make sure that you're not looking between your legs, okay? Pick a point out 20, 25 feet ahead of you. Keep your eyes transfixed on that point. It's really important. No one sprints with their head down. And if you make a habit of it in here, chances are you're going to be doing it out on the road. Also, I don't want to see any wrists that are cupped. I want to make sure that the back of the hand is flat. The wrist shouldn't be like this. The wrist should be flat. It's really important because that's the most powerful pulling position. So again, if you're pulling up on the handlebars, you need to make sure that the back of the wrist is flat and it's not a weak link. One more point regarding your hands and your elbows. Make sure that your elbows aren't locked. Okay, I have seen people out there sprinting with locked elbows. Your bike control isn't very good. So you want to have your elbows slightly bent, not too much bent, along with having the back of your wrists flat and not cupped. Okay, 15 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Wind it up now, come on, crank it. Use those hamstrings, pull up. Wind it, wind it, wind it. Okay, good job everyone. All right, light gear, very light gear. We have 5 minutes recovery now. Again, we've got to make sure that your heart rate's down. You get rid of the lactic acid that accumulated during these sprints. Your muscles are refreshed and ready to go for the next set. What's going on up there, Daniel? You all right? How are the legs? Good. Okay, the heart rate should start to get back to somewhat normal now. Be constant. Should feel somewhat recovered. Make sure that you're drinking. Keeping those fluids in your body is going to be really important for the last part of this workout, so don't forget to drink. This next set of sprints, called agility sprints, they're going to be 20 seconds in length, and they're going to be 125 to 135 RPMs. So it's going to be very, very high cadence. Now, I don't know if all of you can attain that, but I want you to get to the point where if you start bouncing in the saddle, don't go any faster than that. So you want to go to the point where you start bouncing in the saddle and just back it off a little bit. What we're trying to do is create leg speed here, or agility. So we've been working at one end on strength, and now we're working the other end of speed and agility. These are going to be 20 seconds in length, and they're going to be in a fairly light gear, so not a lot of resistance, because again, leg speed is the key on this exercise. And if you're using power, be in the endurance miles power range, which is a fairly wide range. But you shouldn't be going really, really hard before the start of this effort. You're going to remain seated through this entire effort for 20 seconds. And just try and relax on the bike, okay? I don't want to see anyone clenching the handlebars. So start to find a gear now that will suit the cadence and the effort. You've got 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, spin it up. Nice and relaxed now. Look ahead, don't look down. Jim, bring the cadence up a little bit. Come on, really spin those legs. Nice and relaxed. Come on, spin, spin, spin. Okay, that's good. Again, make sure that you're not bouncing in the saddle. You want to be controlled, you want to be relaxed. One little trick is to wiggle your fingers while you're doing the effort. If you can wiggle your fingers, it means your hands are relaxed, it means your forearms are relaxed. If your body's tight, chances are you're not going to spin that well. And again, what we're doing is we're trying to get some agility, we're trying to get some leg speed, and we're trying to get some snap out of the legs. You guys want to be fast. This is something that's going to make you fast. Remember, these are short sprints. You know, it's all about quality versus quantity. We want to have very high quality efforts. So really focus on making sure that you meet the cadence, you meet the power, you make the duration of the effort.
And it's a slightly uphill finish as Nardello now puts in a challenge. Chandri's gone far too early and is wiped out of it. He has made a terrible mistake here, and Zanetti is coming up, and on the rails is Bortolami, and you know, I think Bortolami got it, and I think, Paul, that was Decker who just got second.
Well, it was very close. It was all in the lunge for the line. This is the sprint now for the lesser places. Coming right up there is Stefan Weissermann. Right on Weissermann's wheel is Ronan Weinsieden. Hincap is right in the middle of it as well. But in the lunge for the line, it's going to be the world champion, or is it? That's another close sprint.
Well, I'll go for the world champion.
Okay, we've got about 15 seconds, so find your gearing. I want to see you really spin it up this time. Some of you are a little tentative, okay? I want to see you really wind it up. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Let's go now. Come on, wind it up. Nice and relaxed. I want to see you wiggle some fingers. Okay, that's good. Keep going. Wind it up. Come on, spin nice and smooth. Eyes ahead. Okay, that's good. Excellent. And if you're doing these correctly, you should start to feel yourself tie up a little bit towards the end. And this is normal, but the more you do these, the more efficient you get at these higher cadences, the easier it's going to be able to spin the pedals easier, but also for longer periods of time. So take a drink, wipe yourself off, make sure that you're ready for the next set. How you doing, Robert? All right, you look pretty good out there. Yeah? Appreciate it. Again, just try and be smooth. Try and be relaxed, okay?
The sprint is coming down the road. And on the right.
Ivan Dominguez, it looks like Ivan Dominguez.
Ivan Dominguez, Vasily Davydenko.
Ivan Dominguez.
The man who won a gold medal on the Goodwill Games.
Okay, this next set of sprints we're going to do are high-speed sprints. Again, we're working on the higher cadence, agility, speed, and for this set of sprints, coordination out of the saddle. So what I'm going to ask you to do is start from a 95 cadence and count you down. When you hit go, from sitting to standing, explode into the sprint, okay? So this is going to be out of the saddle for 12 seconds, but with very high cadence. Higher cadence than what you would probably normally use out on the street, out on the road in a race. But again, we've got to develop coordination, and if you can be out of the saddle at these high RPMs of around 125 to 135, chances are when you're down to 100, 110 out of the saddle, you're going to be able to execute it pretty well. So we're going to be seated at 95 RPMs, and then we're going to explode out of the saddle on go, And making sure our technique and form is good, we're going to have our hands on the drops, wrists back, will not be cupped, they'll be flat, elbows slightly bent, head looking 30 feet ahead of you, sprinting at the highest cadence that you can imagine out of the saddle. You've got about 1 minute, so start to prepare yourselves. Choose a gear maybe that's a little more resistance than last time, because again, you can generate a little bit more power out of the saddle than you can seated, so a little bit more resistance. Okay, we've got 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Come on, explode. That's good. Nice and smooth. Spin, spin, spin. Okay, that's good. Again, you're going to feel kind of awkward. You're going to feel uncoordinated. You're not going to feel like you can really generate the power as efficiently as you would out on the road. But this exercise will definitely improve your ability to sprint out of the saddle, to accelerate out of the saddle. I want you to use a little bit more resistance this time, okay? Okay, just under 30 seconds. Start to prepare yourself again. Think about all those things that you need to be keeping an eye on, where your head position should be, where your hands should be, where your shoulders should be, elbows slightly bent. Five seconds, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Wind it up, that's good. Come on, spin, spin, spin. Stay with it. Okay, good job. Well done. Okay, 4-minute recovery. And then we start our last, which is race simulation sprints. And this is probably what we've just done, is probably one of the hardest things to do in cycling, is to be able to pick the right gear and make that smooth transition from the saddle to out of the saddle and accelerate. And you have to be able to learn to do this without thinking about it. Because in a race situation, you really don't have time to think about what you're going to do. It has to be instinctive. It has to be an instant reaction. So the more you can practice this, the better chance you're going to have of reacting swiftly to an attack, to a sprint, or in a situation where you're the aggressor, to attacking or sprinting your fellow bike riders. Okay, just make sure you're relaxed now. Make sure you're getting some fluids. The last set's going to be a little bit more demanding than the first couple, just because they're a little bit longer. And with a race sprint simulation, what we're trying to do is simulate what goes on in a race. And so you're going to come to the interval, and you're going to do the first minute at what we'd call steady state power or steady state heart rate. And you should know this as being 10% less of your field test average power. So you want to be at steady state power or steady state heart rate for the first minute. And then I'm going to ask you to shift at 1 minute to a harder gear. So shift down 1 cog. You're going to be at 95 RPMs, and when you shift, I want you to raise your effort to maintain that 95 RPMs. You're going to spend 20 seconds in that gear at 95 RPMs, and then at the end of 20 seconds, I'm going to tell you to shift to 2 gears lower, so a gear that's even of more resistance. So shift down 2 teeth on your freewheel. Get out of the saddle, as we just done in the past set, and sprint as hard as you can for 10 seconds. Okay? And what we're doing is creating a race situation where you're coming to the line. The first surge in the saddle is for position. The second surge out of the saddle, or the sprint to the line, is your second acceleration and final acceleration. So you want to start at 90 to 95 RPM for a minute. Shift down 1 cog to a harder gear. Maintain the same cadence for 20 seconds, and then shift down 2 cogs. So make sure that you have the ability to go down 4 teeth on your freewheel. Okay, 10 seconds. Three, 2, 1, go. Okay, 90 to 95 RPMs. Steady state power or heart rate. Nice and smooth. You're getting ready for a sprint now, so you want to be on the drops. Okay, settle in, get yourself ready. This is the final push to the line, so you want to make it count. Okay, 10 seconds before we shift. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shift down and accelerate. Hold that cadence, 90 to 95. Getting ready to make your final acceleration. 3, 2, 1, shift, and go. Let's go now. Wind it up, out of the saddle. Out of the saddle, wind it up. Everything you got. Okay, that's good. Good job. Take a breather. Make sure you're recovering. Make sure that last gear change where you shift down the 2 cogs is quick, and then you're instantly out of the saddle. Okay, it has to be very quick. If it's a slow transition through the gears and out of the saddle, chances are you're going to lose a few bike lanes. So make sure it's quick. Okay, we're near the end of the workout, so keep drinking. Make sure you're staying hydrated. Try not to be so tentative, okay? Just make those 2 quick shifts, bam, out of the saddle. Okay? Quickness is very important here. Try and draw on all those things that we've done in the previous sets and put them all together. Okay, just under a minute. So mentally prepare yourself for the final sprint. "30 seconds. Okay, let's get the race face on the drops. Find your gear. Okay, 10 seconds. Start to bring your cadence up. Get into that steady state power. And let's go. Wind it up now. Find that cadence range. Find the power. Settle in. Get prepared for the final burst to the line. Make sure you're breathing. Make sure you're relaxed. Get plenty of oxygen. You're going to need it for this final burst. Seconds. Okay, get ready to make that shift. Okay, shift and accelerate. Bring the cadence up. Wind it up. Find that position. You're fighting for a place. Hold it, hold it. Okay, 2 shift quicks and go. Let's go. Wind it up now. Come on, sprint, sprint, sprint. All the way to the line. Okay, that's it. Great job, everyone. And hopefully that last effort just yielded you a win. But these are all things that you can practice on your trainer, getting ready for the training race, district championships, age group. It's just a real fundamental part of cycling that you can't neglect. Okay, we have a nice 8-minute cool down. Make sure you're drinking. Nice and light on the pedals.
is off. The sprint is coming down the road. And on the right,
Ivan Demegas, it looks like Ivan Demegas.
Ivan Demegas wins. Not silly dummy.
You guys should feel pretty good about what we've just done. It doesn't seem like a lot of work. It doesn't seem like it should be enough to really tire you out. But if you're doing this correctly, you should be not only stimulating and stressing your muscles, but you should be also stressing your neuromuscular system, which again activates the speed of the firing of the muscles. So it's really important that you come away from this workout feeling like you've accomplished a lot, even though it was fairly short. Again, it's quality versus quantity in this type of workout. Complete recovery between sprints and between sets is the key. These have to be maximal.
Times those sprints so well. There's the face of Robbie Hunter, who's got his place in the Tour de France, and we'll be seeing a lot of Eric Zabel when he gets down to the finishes, especially on the days in early France and through Belgium. There's Bettini, the little man in the middle, who is himself a pretty fair sprinter. Doesn't normally win bunch sprints, although he got one this year in the Tour of Langkawi in Malaysia. There's the push though, and Eric Zabel gets it over Bettini.
Well, let's have a look at that again. You can see this move here. As soon as Michele Bartoli got thrown, Matty Ponk there from Rabobank trying to come alongside. All of the time Van Dijk was in the wrong position. Bartoli plenty of time to look back. He's got the win he was looking for.
Should start to feel your heart rate start to come down, start to stabilize again. This is the time just to kind of reflect on everything you did in your workout. Try and get those things, that coordination of in the saddle, out of the saddle. The pulling up, the pushing down, the sweeping of the foot through the dead bottom center and over the top dead center of your pedal. Just try and remember all these key points and then try and implement them out on the race whenever you get the chance. It's really important that you practice this as much as you can. Doing okay, Jim?
Doing good.
All right, good. Good. You're having a tough day. How you doing, Terry? All right? Good. It's harder than it seems, isn't it? Yeah. Make sure that you're hydrating. It's always good to have a drink with a little sodium, a little carbohydrate. Both will help the absorption of fluids, so make sure that if you are drinking something that it contains one or both of those.
As Schmil, the winner of the Tour de Flanders, we've got Zabel, the winner of Milan-San Remo, and this is a real runner. And now Bettini's here, the winner of Liège-Bastogne-Liège, and Rebellin now racing for the line. It's such a long way to the finish here in the Amstel Gold. That's the straight, and he's not going to hold the sprinters up. You must feel sad for him for that. Here comes Zabel on the right now. Is this going to be a magical result? This is the sprint finish here by Eric Zabel. Round 5 of the World Cup, his first win in the Amstel Gold, and my goodness me, that man surely is well on his way. This Vitalicio rider right on the line. Zabel, Paul, had this all the way. and it's a slightly uphill finish as Nardello now puts in a challenge. Chandri's gone far too early and is wiped out of it. He has made a terrible mistake here, and Zanetta is coming up, and on the rails is Bortolami, and you know, I think Bortolami got it.
Coming right up there is Stefan Weissermann. Right on Weissermann's wheel is Ronan Weinstein. Hincapie's right in the middle of it as well. But in the lunge for the line, it's going to be the world champion, or is it? That's another close sprint.
It's good to remember that every different type of sprint that we've done today can be incorporated into your training plan at any time of the season. So it's always important to talk with your coach to develop a plan, a strategy to incorporate these type of sprints, whether they be stomps, power starts, high-speed sprints, agility sprints, depending on what your needs are. Usually early in the season, you might want to focus a little bit more on the strength exercises, which are the stomps and the power starts. And then as you get further into the racing season, try and sharpen up your speed, your skills on the bike. Start to include a little more high-speed sprints, agility sprints to give you that finishing kick in the race. Okay, that's it. Great job, everyone. Today we performed a CTS sprint workout comprised of 5 sets of different sprints. Any of these sprints can be manipulated in length, recovery interval, and total number of sprints to target any strengths or weaknesses. This is where your coach can assist you in developing and implementing the most effective workout for your needs. I would like to thank our sponsors, Cyclops, Trek, and PowerTap, and finally, our athletes for their participation and hard work. And remember, don't just train, train right.
Hello, I'm Chris Carmichael, founder of Carmichael Training Systems. I hope you enjoyed this video and find it a beneficial tool for your training. Carmichael Training Systems was founded not only to bring world-class coaching to elite athletes like Lance Armstrong, Simon Whitfield, and Mari Holden, but also to a broad range of dedicated cyclists, triathletes, and runners. Our CTS certified coaches are the finest in the business and must meet our compliance standards and criteria established in our CTS Coaching College. The CTS Coaching College sets a new standard for coaches worldwide and ensures our members will only receive the finest level of coaching available using our CTS proprietary training methodology, principles, and standards. Our vast experience in coaching Olympic, national, junior, and world champion athletes allows us access to the latest in sports science methodology. Our long-time involvement in elite level athletics also provides us with an extensive base of experts which we draw upon to keep our programs on the cutting edge. The CTS coaching staff and organization is made up of athletes and coaches with years of elite level athletic experience. In addition to our tremendous experience and successful host of athletes, Carmichael Training Systems has become recognized worldwide as an innovator, pioneer in endurance sports training and coaching. Our work with multi-Tour de France champion Lance Armstrong most vividly exemplifies the success of Carmichael Training Systems' approach. It is our ability to deliver the same level of coaching to athletes of all levels that sets Carmichael Training Systems apart. In addition to our coaching service, CTS also hosts a series of camps around the world for cyclists and triathletes. Our training camps are a vacation with a purpose. Athletes attending our camps have fun while improving their fitness, skills, and techniques, which separates them from their competition. CTS heads to Europe for whether it's the Giro d'Italia, the Vuelta a España, or the granddaddy of them all, the Tour de France. Let CTS host your Grand Tour experience. Not only will you stay in beautiful deluxe accommodations and dine on glorious food, you will ride the tour routes, receive full mechanical support, massage therapy, daily lectures from leading experts. You'll sit, stand, and cheer and watch Lance Armstrong or other favorite riders storm by racing for a tour title. Our professional staff will wrap you in all the amenities normally reserved for European professional cycling teams. They will ride with you and teach you the inner nuances of racing, the Tour de France, Giro, or Vuelta. The only way to put an event like a Grand Tour in its proper perspective is to ride the road, conquer the climbs, and feel the wind as the peloton passes within feet of you. In order to get the most out of your training, our CTS Pro Shop contains numerous CTS certified products which meet our exacting standards. We've taken the time to sort through the wide array of training products to bring you only the very best. Whether it's a helmet that fits and flows better than any other or a more hard-to-find aid to training, we have collected them and keep them in stock on hand for quick and immediate delivery directly from our website to you. Please take my personal invitation to join CTS and reach the goals you have only dreamed about. Visit our website at trainright.com and start getting faster today.